Morning. So in this class we will discuss about the for loop. For loop, how it works, syntax, example, and some simple programs. Okay. For loop. This is a looping control statement, looping iterative control structures. For loop is we have in a looping iterative control statements that is looping. We have three types, like while loop, do while, and one more is for loop. And what is the difference between while, do while, and for means they are called non-definite loops, and for loop is a definite loop. We know exactly how many times we have to repeat in advance. But in non-definite while and do while, we don't know exactly how many times we have to repeat the loop body, the statements within the loop body, and as long as the condition is true, you are keep on executing. But here, you are aware of that how many times you have to enter the, how many times you have to execute the statements within the loop body in advance. That is how many iterations. For example, you take a real life analogy. For example, I have a 1,000 liter bucket. I have a 1 liter mug. Is it not? How many times I have to pour the water from with the help of a 1 liter mug to fill completely the 1,000 liter bucket, 1,000 liter tank or whatever it is. I need to pour 1,000 times, right? Like that. So here for loop is what? It is a definite loop. Definite loop. Here in all the looping statements, we observe three important components: initialization of the loop control variable, and condition, that is the termination condition. As long as the condition is true, you are executing condition, as well as updation of the loop control variable. Updation is modification, that is either increment or decrement. So all these three components are in single line. It is more compact and more efficient. Okay, this is more efficient because it is compact. So all the initialization, condition, and updation or modification in for syntax, you will observe it in for syntax in a single line. So let us discuss about the syntax, example, working flowchart, how it works. Okay, so this is very important control statement. Okay, if you understand for loop, most of the problems in future in arrays, functions, if you don't understand for loop, it is difficult. Most of the problems you have to use this tool to perform the repetitions and learn. Okay, for is a keyword, right? For loop or for control statement, for iterative control statement, like the syntax. For is a keyword, all are lowercase letters followed by a parenthesis. There are three components. You should remember three components. Initialization. What is initialization? The loop control variable. The control variable responsible for controlling the iterations. Every time the control variable it is initialized once, it takes a starting value. Then you enter. I will explain you. Initialization is what? The loop control variable will be initialized to the starting value. Now next, the condition. The condition is formed using relational logical operators. This is the test condition, termination. As long as this is true, you are executing the loop body. Once this is false, you are coming out of the loop. Then updation. Here you are not supposed to put the semicolon. And for loop body, these are all the statements. Okay, you are having this. Once you come out of the for loop, you are having statement X. This is loop body. Here, understand how it works. It's very simple. Once you understand, it's very easy for you to solve the problems. Okay. Initialization. The loop control variable will be initialized. This is the first step. Initialize to the starting value. Then condition is checked. What is initialization? Is an assignment statement. For example, I is equal to 1. I is equal to 20. Whatever it is like that. Once it is initialized, then the second step is what? Condition. It is compared with the condition is tested here. As long this condition is true, then you are entering into the loop body. The flow of control enters to the loop body, beginning of the loop body. Here you execute the statements. After this, again updation, and this is the third one. Means the condition is tested true, execute the statements, then automatically the loop control variable will be updated, either increment or decrement. Okay, whatever it is, you will understand that. And once this is updated, again the condition is checked. This is third one. Again, if it is true, again you are entering to the loop body. Again, after executing the statements, again updation. You are inside the loop body as long as this condition is true. So here, this is fourth one. Okay. The loop control variable will be initialized to the starting value. Then the condition will be checked. As long as this condition is true, when you compare the control variable, that is the loop control variable, either less than, greater, whatever it is, true, you are executing the statements within the loop body. Once this is the loop control variable will be updated, either increment or decrement. Again the condition is checked. If it is true, again you are executing the statements, and this is a looping. You are inside the loop as long as this condition is true. Once this condition is false, so automatically control transfer to the statement X. Suppose starting only if the condition is false, you don't enter into the loop body, directly come out of the for. The loop body is terminated and you directly come to the out of the for loop. This is how it works. With the help of one example and working flowchart, you will understand that. Okay. For example, I want to display numbers like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the monitor. Here, starting value is 1, final value is 5. That we have discussed, is it not? So, how you are going to do? I will write the code just for. I is a loop. You can take any loop control variable, digit, I, whatever it is. It is just like an identifier name given to the control variable. Starting value is 1, right? Final value is 5. I less than or equal to 5 also I want to display. I plus plus. Because why I am using I plus plus means once 1 will be printed, I have to increment I value to 2. Then 2 has to be printed. As long as this control variable less than or equal to final value, I am executing the statements. Here, printf. Only one statement, you need not have to put the curly braces. If %d / t, what I have to put here? I. Here, no, not necessarily have to increment here. So, how it works? I will be initialized to the starting value. I takes the starting value. The initialization happens only once. Once it is initialized with the starting value, this will be compared with final value. 1 less than or equal to 5 is true. So automatically what happens is 1 will be printed on the monitor. I value, integer format. /t means 5 columns. Again updated I value. I is what? At least 1. Now it becomes 2. Again the condition is checked. This is very important statement. This is not. You have to repeat the loop as long as this is less than or equal to final value. 2 less than or equal to 5 is true. Again you enter into the loop. Print I, integer format. 2 will be printed. I will be incremented to 3. 3 less than or equal to final value. It will be printed. Then it becomes 4. 4 less than or equal to 5 is true. 4 will be printed. I will be 3, 4 like this. Keep on. This control variable is keep on incrementing. It becomes 5. 5 less than or equal to 5 is still true, 5 will be printed on the board. See, 5 iterations, 5 cycles. So this is I initialize with 1, 1 to 5, 1 less than or equal to 5, I becomes 2, 2 to 5, 2 less than or equal to 5, 3 to 5, 4 to 5, 5 to 5, not 6 to 5. Once I becomes 6, 6 less than or equal to 5 is false. You are coming out of the loop, right? Here you are executing any statements. This is how it works. Very simple. For example, if I want to print 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, what you are going to do here? What is the starting value? 5. What is the final value? 1. Every time what difference between the first and second and third and fourth, difference of 1. So what you have to do, the initial value should be what? 5, right? You have to think of what needs to be done. And final value is 1. When I have to stop? When I reaches 1, greater than or equal to 1, is it not? Here, greater than or equal to 1. Here not I plus plus. Once I becomes 5, 5 will be printed. And 5 greater than 1 is true, it becomes 5 minus minus 4. 4 greater than or equal to 1. Then 3 greater than or equal to 1. 2 greater than or equal to 1. 1 greater than or equal to 1 is true. Then it becomes 0. 0 greater than false. Then I have to stop. So here I minus minus. See, this loop control variable here decrement. In the previous case, it is increment. You can increment with 1 value, 2 value, or decrement with 1 value, 2 value. So I plus plus is only 1 increment. You can decrement like this. I is equal to I plus 2 also you can give. I want to display numbers, odd numbers, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, less than or equal to 10. What you are going to do? What is the first one? I is 1. Starting value. Final value is, I want to display all odd numbers between from 1 to 10. Okay. Here what you can do, less than or equal to 10. I plus plus, not I plus plus. Here what you going to, I is equal to I plus 2 because I is 1. 1 will be printed. 1 less than or equal to 10 is. Then I automatically becomes 3 because it's an odd number I have to print, right? 3 less than or equal to 10 is 2, 3 will be printed. Then 5 less than or equal to 10 printed. 7 less than or equal to 10, 7 will be printed. Then again 2, 9 less than or 10. Then it becomes 11 because only from 1 to 10 I am printing. We can print 1 to 100 means you have to give 100 here. 1 to 1000 here. The same logic. Only the statement, is it not? So that is why it's very efficient because all the initialization, condition, updation appears to be in one line, happens to be in one line. Okay, in the while, do while, they are in different lines, right? So this is the most. Suppose if I want to display from 100 to 1000 like this. Here you can give 100. 100 to 1000. 1000 you have to give. And the difference you have to give like this. For example, I plus plus. 100, 101, 2, 3, up to 1000 like this. So you have to design a logic based upon the nature of the problem, understand the problem, what needs to be done. According to that, you have to design the loop control variable, initialization, condition, and updation. It may be modification also, increment or decrement. Okay, this is how for loop works. The working flow chart is very simple. Whatever I told you right now, the same thing here. What happens is start working flow chart. If in the exam, if they ask, first is initialization, right? First is initialization. Initialization. Then what happens? You check. For example, I is equal to 1. Is I less than or equal to final value, whatever it is, n. It may be anything. If it is true, then you are going to execute the statements or statements. Okay. Then what happens? Again this check the condition. Initialization is once, condition checked. If it is true, this loop body. Then automatically condition is again checked. Once this condition is false, you are exit the for loop. Okay. Initialization, condition. Initialization, because in flowchart you have to show like this. Okay. So this is how for loop works. There are so many examples. We will discuss about that in for loop in the coming classes. write a program to find the factorial of a given number, generate Fibonacci sequence, and write a program to generate even numbers, odd numbers up to n, Armstrong numbers, perfect numbers. You can do a lot of, you can explore, go to the textbook, find, solve many problems, work on the system, execute it. Okay, thank you very much.